Do you think other everyday phrases might be hiding this kind of subtle submission? Like maybe to I have to instead of I choose to.
What do you mean?
I'll give you an example. Instead of I have to.
I guess you're saying I have to, which means like you're being forced to do something instead of I'm choosing to do something.
Exactly. I have to carries this weight of obligation. Like there's no other option. It's almost as if you're surrendering your own agency, bowing to some external force. But I choose to puts the power firmly back in your hands. You're making the conscious decision, taking ownership of the action. Do you think that's intentional or just a quirk of how our language evolved?
No, you're right. It's another good example. It's rare that people say, I choose to go, bye bye. They say, I have to go, bye bye, as if they're not the one in power, as if it's being forced of them by someone else or the situation.
Right. It's like we're conditioned to shrink away from making strong, decisive choices. Maybe it's a leftover from a time when obedience was prized above all else. Or maybe it's just easier, less confrontational to blame our circumstances rather than owning our decisions. Either way, it's pretty telling, isn't it? The I have to epidemic speaks volumes about our subconscious desires for control or maybe avoidance of it. What do you think?
Do you have
It's
other
almost
examples?
off the top of my head. How about should and ought to? They're tentative, aren't they? Like they're whispering suggestions from some invisible rule book instead of our own internal compass. Or think about all those phrases that downplay our accomplishments. Just lucky instead of skilled. It's like we're constantly begging for permission to be ourselves, to own our triumphs, even our dreams. Makes me wonder what would happen if we started reclaiming our language, ditching those self deprecating phrases and speaking with more certainty, more conviction. Like, I choose to be happy, or I will follow my passions. Wouldn't that be something?